All right, so we're going to go a little longer today. If you weren't planning that, you're welcome to stay for an extra 15 minutes so we can extend a little conversation time at the end. Um, oh, love you, Lori. um, so, yeah, we'll do a guided sit about half an hour and some Dharma reflections, maybe another 20 to 30 minutes, and then time for conversation at the end. Before we get started, I'm curious if anyone practiced metta in some places that they hadn't before or didn't in this last week, people who came last week. If anyone had any experiences doing metta in traffic or other places, or with new beings they hadn't done metta for before. Maybe we can, well, let's talk about it at the end. Yeah, I'd love to hear um, what you've been noticing from your practice, any shifts. Oh yeah, there's still people who are named Alexi Wagner that are not Alexi Wagner. So if you can check your names. All right, so as we get started, just taking a moment to check our intentions for why we came here to practice tonight. What are our intentions for ourselves or for our loved ones, the people that we know? Why are we practicing? It's different for each of us. It's a beautiful thing to do when you could be doing anything else. And just turning towards our friends in the room, all these other people we're practicing with here tonight, this circle of metta that we're cultivating together. Much respect for everyone's practice, no matter how it goes, easy or hard, flowing or bumpy. Yeah, gratitude to our ancestors and devas and spirit guides, inviting them to be holding us through this practice time together also and always. So letting the body settle, maybe getting into a comfortable position, getting wiggles out, sitting or laying down, a comfortable, stable position, inviting ease and comfort into your body, into whatever position you're in. If the mind or body feels agitated, you can do a little somatic grounding, just slowly tracking side to side, letting the eyes fall naturally where they do for a moment, and continuing looking all the way back to one side, all the way behind you, and gradually looking to the other side all the way, letting the eyes slowly fall place by place, naturally, letting the animal body know that it's safe in this space to really go inwards and relax and release and soften. And take a deep, full inhale, deep down into the low belly, through the whole body, feeling the body expand, holding it for a few moments. And exhaling fully, softening on the exhale, relaxing and releasing. Do a couple more breaths like that. Deep, full, slow breath. Inhaling, expanding this whole being. Holding the breath a few moments. And can you soften a little deeper on the exhale, releasing? Deep, full, slow breath, expanding the whole body, filling this field, refreshing this field, holding at the top. And softening a little deeper on the exhale. Letting the breath become natural and easeful. Inviting the awareness to fill this body right here in this moment. Just allowing whatever's there without judging. Sensations pinging in from all over the body, where the legs or the bottom are touching the ground or the cushion. The sensation of clothes on the skin, air on the skin, warmth or coolness. Just allowing whatever's here and now, whatever feelings are arising, thoughts coming and going, just like clouds passing or leaves falling. Nothing to judge, no pressure to be any one way or another. A little presence and grounding just here in this moment, in this body, with the flow of experience, unfolding of all these mind moments, all these body moments, just rippling through, flowing through. Letting the face soften, the forehead soften, the jaw, the throat, the neck. Inviting a little kind awareness and softening through the body, the belly. Letting an easeful flow. And allowing anything to be there. If there's not an easeful flow, letting the limbs relax and soften, the hands and feet. Tuning into the heart center. Center of the chest or the heart itself. Just allowing whatever's there. So letting our kind awareness land there. Letting our heart, our mind collect itself from all the places it went today, coming back home right here, right in the heart. Coming home into this moment. Inviting a light to arise in this heart center. Maybe it can be a visualization, or it can be a felt sense, a warmth emanating. An energy of kindness emanating from this heart. Like a little sun, this metta glowing out of our body. This caring energy, a tender energy, a wish for wellness, a wish for ease and goodness. Letting this light grow brighter and spread through the chest, through the lungs, through the torso. Letting this light grow brighter, expanding, gradually expanding and spreading, radiating from the heart center outwards. Expanding through the shoulders, through the lower abdomen and through the hips. Expanding outwards, through the arms, through the legs, all the way down to the fingertips, all the way down the knees and calves and down to the feet, to the tips of the toes. Out down the whole backside, through the head, in all directions. The sun, this kindness growing brighter, spreading. The sunshine touching every cell of this body, all the different parts of this body, the blood, the bones, the organs, skin, the hair, the guts. Every place permeated by this light, this kindness. Holding every part of this being in this light. If there's any part of the body that is in pain or that we've had difficulty with, we can turn our attention there. Any part we reject or dislike or judge, we can shine a little extra light in that direction. Let it emanate there. Touching this part or these parts with kindness and care. If it's a physical part, you can even touch it with your hand. Letting our metta flow there. opening to the field of our mind, our emotions, our personalities, all the thoughts and feelings flowing through this being. Touching it with this wish for our wellness, for our ease, letting the whole mind and heart field be filled with this light, the parts that we like, the ways that we're kind or we're skillful, parts that we may have difficulty or challenges with, the painful places. Letting this light hold every aspect of this being, just a mind and a body unfolding through time, moment by moment by moment by moment. Somewhere in the middle of a journey from birth to death. I'll offer some phrases. If you have phrases you already work with, please use those. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. May I be safe and protected from harm. Maybe as the words drop in, the light can ripple out as a wave of metta through the mind and body field. May I be peaceful and joyful. May I be free from suffering and live with ease. Inviting this intention to hold every aspect of this being with kindness and with care. Gently inclining towards loving kindness for ourselves. May I be safe and protected. May I be peaceful and joyful. May I be free from suffering and live with ease. Sometimes forgiveness can touch places we might not know are there. Inviting forgiveness for ourselves for any way I've harmed myself or others any time in this life, intentionally or unintentionally. May I forgive myself. May I allow my learning and my growth. Offering gratitude for ourselves for showing up tonight for this practice. And now bringing to mind another being, someone like a benefactor, someone with whom there's not entanglement, but there's been kindness, maybe a mentor or a child, maybe a grandparent, maybe an animal, an easy being, someone for whom our kindness and our care flows naturally. Letting this light that radiates from our heart extend outwards. We can visualize them in front of us, seeing this light touching their heart and permeating their being, emanating through them, their heart brightening and glowing. Holding them in this kindness and this care. May you be safe and protected from harm. May you be peaceful and joyful. May you be free from suffering and live with ease. May you be safe and protected from harm. May you be peaceful and joyful. Seeing them receiving this kindness, this light, holding them in this glow. May you be free from suffering and live with ease. thanking them, allowing their image to dissolve, bringing to mind a neutral person, neither loved nor unloved person, maybe a stranger you've encountered, maybe someone whose story, life you don't know, maybe the person at the grocery store or the post office, maybe someone you walked by today. Extending this light out from your heart to their heart, seeing it glow, seeing them glow in this sunshine, this kindness emanating from your heart. Seeing them receiving this energy, this kindness. May you be safe and protected from harm. May you be peaceful and joyful. May you be free from suffering and live with ease. May you be safe and protected from harm. May you be peaceful and joyful. May you be free from suffering and live with ease. Thanking them, allowing their image to dissolve, and bringing to mind a being who we may have had challenges with, those who bring our shadow to the surface. Visualizing this being, letting this light from our hearts emanate and touch their heart, this sunshine, radiating outwards through them, through their whole being. Sometimes offering forgiveness or intentions for forgiveness can be helpful. May I forgive you. And if I can't forgive you in this moment, may I one day be able to. As I wish not to suffer, so too they wish not to suffer. May you be safe and protected from harm. May you be peaceful and joyful. May you be free from suffering and live with ease. May you be safe and protected from harm. May you be peaceful and joyful. May you be free from suffering and live with ease. Thanking them and allowing their image to dissipate. We'll begin expanding this light in bigger and bigger circles, bringing to mind everyone in this room practicing right now. Visualizing them in a circle around us, the folks at Dhamma Dena, Lori Laser, Brent, friends, Alexander. May you be well. Kendra, Tess, and family. Dianica, Stuart, Caredwin. May you be well. May you be peaceful and joyful. Kristen says, Al, Amber, holding you in this light. May you be well. May you be safe. Hazel, Rosa, Zev, Cakes, may you be well. May you be free from suffering. Dena, Christine, Dayani, Normandy. May you be free from suffering and live with ease in your heart. These friends on the path, everyone emanating this light and everyone held in this light. Everyone together giving and receiving this kindness and this care. Expanding this light outwards to our loved ones, our family, our friends, our beloved beings in whatever form. Holding them in this light of sunshine, emanating, radiating outwards to all of them, expanding outwards from where we physically are into our neighborhood, to the neighbors, going through their lives somewhere on their journey from birth to death, to all the creatures, the animals, and all the different shapes and sizes and forms of being they come in, expanding outwards over the land, further out through the neighborhood, the village, the city, the countryside, going outwards in all directions, above and below, into the sky and over the water, down into the water, down into the earth, all the people and all the beings in this country, on this continent, out into the ocean, this light expanding, expanding in every direction all over the world, expanding this care for the wellness of beings, this respect for their lives. All the beings, living beings everywhere, somewhere on their journey from birth to death, whether they're in states of happiness or states of suffering, sending them this metta, this light touching every being in every form. The whole planet, the whole universe. This energy of ours joining the metta of all the other beings doing this practice right at this moment all over the world, all these other beings radiating kindness everywhere, this metta field. Innumerable beings sending us metta right at this moment. Innumerable beings we're sending this metta to right at this moment. Expanding through the universe. Bringing our attention right back into this heart, into this being. Letting the waves of breath wash over. Feeling our fingers and our toes. Thank you for your practice. May our practice together be for the benefit of all beings, in all forms, everywhere, the freedom from suffering of all beings. Ding. Wow. Here we are. All right. Let's wake the body up a little bit. Get any shifts, movements the body is asking for. Back in this space together. Happy to see your faces and happy to see the names of the faces I don't see. Friends, hi. Oh, what a joy to be here and practice with you. Oh. So feel free to take a water break or a bathroom break as needed. We went to maybe almost 45 minutes. So yeah, we'll offer a little Dharma reflection and then we can have some discussion. Let's see. So the metta practice is in the Buddha's teachings, it's one of the Brahma Viharas. And Brahma Viharas, those words, Brahma means like divine, godly, sublime. Vihara means like a dwelling or a home or like a state you can abide in. So it's like divine abidings, sublime abidings. I like to think of it as like heavenly home. It's like the heavenly home in our heart that we cultivate and we practice, that develops over time, becomes more stable over time. And as we practice it we create the conditions for it to arise more frequently, more naturally. It starts spontaneously arising in moments where maybe without that practice, it might not, we might be reactive or negative or judgmental or something, and then spontaneously metta will arise, like as this practice gains momentum. Yeah, our metta or our compassion, for ourselves and for other beings. um, One of the I wanted to read a little one of the Buddha's teachings. Let me see, do I have it open? um, One of the Buddha's teachings, the Sutta Majjhima Nikaya 99 for any nerds in the house. Yeah, I'll share the excerpt. I gave myself a little Zoom lesson, so I know how to screen share today. This segment was one of the ways the Buddha instructed people to practice metta. It says, I will abide pervading one quarter. Well, one quarter means one quarter direction. It's like north, south, east, west. And he goes through all the Brahma Viharas. So our metta is our loving kindness, the first one. Our compassion, our karuna is the second one. Our sympathetic joy, our mudita is the third one. And our equanimity is the fourth one, upekkha. So I will abide, pervading one quarter, with the mind imbued with loving kindness. Likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth. So above and below, around and everywhere, and to all as to myself, I will abide, pervading the all-encompassing world with a mind imbued with loving kindness, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. I will abide, pervading one quarter, with a mind imbued with compassion, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so above and below, around and everywhere, and to all as to myself. I will abide, pervading the all encompassing world with a mind imbued with compassion, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. I will abide, pervading one quarter, with a mind imbued with sympathetic joy, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so above and below, around and everywhere, and to all as to myself. I will abide, pervading the all encompassing world, with a mind imbued with sympathetic joy, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. I will abide, pervading one quarter, with a mind imbued with equanimity, likewise the second, likewise the third, likewise the fourth, so above and below, around and everywhere, and to all as to myself. I will abide, pervading the all encompassing world, with a mind imbued with equanimity, abundant, exalted, immeasurable, without hostility and without ill will. Those are the Brahma Viharas, these divine abidings, the heavenly homes for our heart, our metta, our compassion, our rejoicing for the goodness of others, and our equanimity. Let's see. So this process of metta, our cultivation of this kindness, of radiating and emanating this love and care for beings, it is known as an antidote to our aversion or any aversive state. So anger, fear, hatred, resentment, bitterness, all these kinds of ways that our heart contracts or closes off. Our metta practice is offered as an antidote, as a medicine, like healing and helping untie those knots in our hearts. And as our practice develops, we develop more skill with it, more resilience, more subtlety. So it gets into places that we may not even know were there. It's common to start seeing places that were a little tangled, or like maybe the love that I thought I had for somebody, for example, the easy being, the beloved beings, like maybe I think I have a lot of metta for a being, but really it's attachment. It's like clinging, and it's like, I only love you if you're like this to me. And there's actually pain underneath that. And the process of cultivating metta, let's say in that direction, then is like slowly untying those knots, that those kinds of clinging or unconscious ways we are in that relationship. Metta for ourselves, all the ways that we judge or hold unworthiness, have unconscious beliefs about ourselves, or conscious just judgments of ourselves. It allows this acceptance, this bringing in and opening to parts of ourselves we might reject, or try to suppress or deny or hold in the shadows. So in practicing metta for ourselves, having some intention towards embracing those parts that we keep in the shadows, that we might not like about ourselves, whether mentally, physically, whatever, regrets that we have, or remorse we have for actions, sometimes those can come up in practice. It's it's that untangling of that, whatever blockages and constrictions we have towards ourselves. Um, and of course, the more we untangle our own knots about ourselves, the easier it is to love and forgive other beings as well, to offer that kindness. This, like how we are towards ourselves, really shapes how we perceive other beings. Yeah, the self forgiveness piece can be really beneficial if there's really significant um, blockages in the way of our metta flowing to ourselves. Very often, in just in any kind of close relationships, the kind of love that we're wishing for from the other beings is this quality of love, this quality of metta, this kindness and acceptance, and the more we give it to ourselves and cultivate it and grow it, gradually grow it over time in ourselves, the more radiant it becomes for ourselves, the more our relating to others, um, especially in our closer intimate relationships, um, is the more we relate to them from this overflowing of kindness and care and compassion rather than from like trying to fill a void with the love that they give me. So it's creating this strength and stability of heart also. And then, oh, the neutral person. As we went through these classical categories of beings, the neither loved nor unloved, maybe the stranger kind of person, like there's likely, like for most of us as we develop this practice, we can notice an energetic shift between how I feel. Actually, I can see it, like I'm opening my eyes sometimes as I'm offering the metta, and like when it's like sent for the benefactor, the beloved person, like people's faces are like smiling, and it's like, ah, I love you, may you be well and happy. And then like, okay, for the self, maybe it varies for the self, but then for the neutral person, it's kind of like, meh. Like, oh, the smile goes down, and then for the the beings that might evoke our shadow, like it's like it's like, oh, that person. Um, we can, as we tune in, we can become sensitive to how our energy, how that flow of our kindness shifts depending on, how we've categorized these beings, like where we've put them in relation to our heart. Are they inside the I, me, and mine that I love? Are they outside the I, me, and mine that I love? And like the neutral person is just on the outside of the people that I know, that I decide are mine, that are easy to love. Um, so the neutral person's actually become like my favorite, one of my favorite thing, like parts of metta practice. Like it expands, it helps expand actually, like who we're willing to see, like who we're willing to think is deserving of my love, or um, it it opens this boundary, like, do I need to know their story to know that they are also a human like me who suffers and wishes to be happy, and like, can I offer them kindness regardless? um it it yeah, creates this ground of friendliness in relating to strangers. um and yeah, for just an example, at Dhamma Dena, I did a couple weeks of just continuous metta, and it was like the person the grocery store, like one of the people I would often get checked out by. Um, and I spent a whole 24 hours, or also sleeping, but all my waking hours were spent sending metta to this stranger. And like the next time I went to the grocery store, it was like they were my best, it was like seeing my best friend. And like they didn't know my name, I don't know their name or anything, but the feeling of kindness towards this person, I know nothing about their lives other than that they work at the grocery store. um, this opening, yeah, the neutral people category has become one of my favorites. I used to think it was really boring because I'm like, I'm not invested in this person like at all. um, it's a powerful place. It ends up being a powerful place to practice. Yeah, I feel like the things with the I wrote it down, like the friends of my shadow, the people often call it the difficult beings, and it's like, or the enemies. They're friends of our shadow because our shadow comes to the surface in those relations, and it's our shadow that we have to work with um, in in our interactions with those that our shadow comes up in reaction to, response to. um, we can really feel the clench in our heart, or the like, you don't deserve my love, or something like that. The like, I've cast you out of my heart. And underneath that, there's always pain, our own pain in our own hearts. There's a constriction in our own hearts, the blocking of this natural nature of caring for beings, of having compassion for beings. There's also like, in some way, a deeper knowing in our hearts that there's a bigger picture. When my heart is contracted, I'm not seeing the bigger picture. I don't know the whole conditions that creates someone's behavior that is harmful or painful. um, and yeah, like the way our shadow comes to the surface to be seen and to be worked with, it's really important. There's I was I don't practice a lot of Tibetan Buddhism, but I received some instructions on doing prostrations. Like in Tibetan Buddhism, they do full, like standing to lying down on the floor bowing, where it's like you do a visualization along with it. And in in those prostrations, you visualize like the Buddhas, like all the Buddhas of all time in front of you, and like your teachers in front of you, and you're bowing to them. But along with your teachers, you put your enemies, you put them next to the Buddha there, and you bow all the way down to the ground, your head, your hands, your whole body flattened out on the ground, bowing to them as your teachers. I Yeah, it can be a powerful practice. Um, and we work with who we're ready to work with in that practice. We don't take kitty babies meowing. I don't know if you can hear them. Come here, come here. Yeah, the ways we have our sticky emotional patterns of reactivity towards certain beings comes up as we practice with the challenging beings. And the the general idea is to start with beings that we might have a little bit of difficulty with, as our metta practice grows and stabilizes and starts flowing stronger and stronger. And then later on, the beings that we've had bigger, more difficult challenges with, we open to them too. And gradually, these categories of beings, the the neutral people start emptying out and going into the easy beings, and even the the friends of the shadow start emptying out and going into the easy beings as well. Um, the other categories start shrinking, the stronger our metta becomes. It's like it's not so different than like working out with weights. You start with the small ones, you start where you are. It's That's different for everybody, and you work up. um, I like to think of those that evoke our shadow as like the sandpaper, or like the grit that is shining my little Buddha statue, like cleaning and smoothing me out. Um, yeah, and all beings, all the expansion to all beings everywhere in all forms, cultivating this kindness and respect for all life, for all forms of creatures. It That one, like, I've found it very helpful in times of pain or distress or fear or anger, just, stuck in some kind of suffering, physical suffering, also like very powerful um, to tune into all the other beings who are suffering in this way, all the other beings who are having like, terrible abdominal pain, or all the other beings who are in fear. And opening and softening and depersonalizing from the spiraling of the contracted story of me and my pain, um, and fear of things getting worse. And um, yeah, it can help us open and expand into just this like human experience, or even beyond human experience of fear. All the beings in fear, may we all be free from fear. May all the beings in pain be free from pain. um, yeah, let's see. It gets deeper over time. It's kind of, it can be like like spiraling upwards as it develops. um yeah, I think now might be a good moment. Oh, I wanted to come back to the death reflections from last week. I really um hit for me. I'll just, before oh no, time is short. Let's shift into conversation. um yeah, I'm curious how practice is going. I'm curious, um, if folks have anything on your heart, questions, comments.